She takes a long time to get ready. A long time. Drives me crazy. Lots of things drive me crazy. She did not come back with socks.
I said
She's got a blouse or shoes, but you didn't come back with shoes, did you?
Yeah, I'm wearing shoes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hi. Welcome back to our podcast.
Is this episode 17?
It is? Have we done this 17 times? We've probably done this like 45 times.
And maybe more than that. How many did we do last season? Like 10 or 15?
Maybe we did 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not quite 17.
Yeah.
So you can lope this all
No,
up.
it might be actually. Is this episode 7 of this season?
I don't think so. I don't think we've done that many.
Normally I can't see myself so directly when we do these.
Yeah.
It's distracting.
Yeah, because you're so beautiful.
No, because I'm like, what's that, a pimple?
We're going to do this whole thing like this.
Yeah, we're going to only look at ourselves. Okay. So, we just spent the last hour laughing until we were crying.
Yes.
And now we have no energy.
Right. And now we've got to get our energy up for this.
Yeah. But we can do it. We can do it. It's a misty day here at our camp. And
opening day.
Kind of.
For me. It's
yeah,
my
for you.
First day up here of the season.
Yeah.
Where I've spent virtually every summer, part of every summer since 1968.
That's wild.
Yeah. And my favorite spot is right behind you right now, Hilary.
Hilary?
Hilary. It's that bed right there.
Yes, I do know that. That bed, we just threw a blanket over because there are no sheets on it yet. Not to ruin the illusion. But yeah. So anyways, we were talking about what we wanted to theme this episode, and typically we don't really stay on theme because I don't know, we're us.
Right.
But however,
Oblivious.
Yeah, I forgot the word. So we've decided it's
oblivious moments today or yesterday or recently. And then we started talking about more moments that were oblivious. And so we're going to talk about that. Oblivious means what, Hill?
Like,
excuse me. Apparently I'm oblivious to the fact that I'm on a podcast.
Okay, got a little too comfortable.
Whoops.
Let it ride. Let it out. Anyways, back to what oblivious means. I think you just demonstrated.
Okay.
Must I do the dictionary definition?
Yeah. No, after that, I think it made it clear.
Yeah.
So shall I start with So today, I'm going to start with today.
Yep. This is how it came about.
Right. So we went to get some flowers at
Shout out to Skillins.
Shout out to Skillins Greenhouse at Skillins Greenhouse, which we did.
Yeah.
And we've gotten good at this because this is our maybe 4th year of doing this.
Maybe even more, honestly. Yeah. We go to Skillins every year.
The first year that we went, we didn't know what we were doing, and we looked pretty foolish.
Honestly, still don't really know what we're doing.
So anyway, we came out with a cart full of plants and some soil and stuff like that, and Hilary has a green Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a cane. And so I came out. She was ahead of me.
She also has a car.
And a broom.
Not her only mode of transportation.
So we come out. I open the back door of her car. She's ahead of me. I open the back door, and I'm like momentarily mystified. Mystified because her back seat was so clean. And I'm like, oh, should I put my dirty cane on her back seat? But then I quickly hushed that thought away and just threw my cane in there and shut the door. And I hear and I opened the passenger door in the front. And Hillary goes,
I didn't
Mom,
know you did that.
Mom, I think I did. Could be an accidental lie, but I think I did that too. She goes, Mom, you're in the wrong car.
I was like, I know she's slow, but she's taking a long time to get over here. And I look over and she's just getting into the car next to mine.
Which, to be fair, was basically the same color.
Green Subaru.
And those people didn't lock their car. I don't see how it's my fault.
They never knew that happened either.
No.
Some lady's cane just went into their car and came right out. No idea.
So that was my oblivious moment of the day.
The best part about it is you didn't really react. You just kind of were like, yeah, wrong car. And I was like, you just got into someone else's car.
I didn't get in, to be fair.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten out. I think that car was a little lower.
I know, that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm glad I caught you when I did.
Yeah. So, and yesterday I was leaving a doctor's office, quirky doctor, good doctor, but quirky as heck. First he left the room and said, follow me. And I'm like, he's like a runner.
That's always so stressful. They're like,
and why is it that doctor's offices are, you got to go this way. It's scary to figure out where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually do have a problem with that.
Right. Afraid I'm going to get lost.
Yeah, and you will.
And I won't find the bathroom on time. Anyway, he goes, follow me. So I'm trying to hoop behind him with my 4-prong cane. And I lost sight of him for a second when I came around the corner. And he turns around and goes, all right, just take a right out here. But I heard him say it. I will say I heard him say it.
I know. You don't have to tell me. You should tell them.
But I kept going straight, which brought me into the registration room where the women were sitting facing that way at the window. And this woman really screamed. I think it was a privacy thing. She goes, no. My face.
As if you were quickly getting away with your cane.
Or as if I was going to see somebody's vital statistics.
Yeah.
That happened to me once last year, though. I went to an appointment.
Else's?
Yeah. And what did the woman do? She gave me something to finish filling out. And it was a totally different patient's name. It had all her information on it. And
wait, isn't that the woman that got mad that you weren't that patient? Isn't that what just happened to you recently too? Something about you with doctor's offices.
Yes. I thought she called Claudia, but it was Gloria or something. She was just before she was going to give me the stuff to drink before my procedure, which I didn't need stuff to drink before my procedure. She goes, I just want to check. All right, Gloria, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm Claudia, and she was mad.
What was the drink? It was like the stuff you take before like a colonoscopy or something.
No, thank God it wasn't that. It was something so they could see. I don't know. I have all this medical stuff, and so but I wasn't. I don't know. Of course, I don't know what the drink was. I wasn't supposed to have one. Oh, could have been one of those things like they cut off the wrong arm or something.
Oh, yeah, it could have been that.
Mm-hmm. So those are my 2 oblivious moments in the last couple of days. I tend to have one.
I think you just listed like 5.
I tend to have one, an oblivious moment about once a day.
Same. The thing about this topic is we thought about it about an hour ago, and I know after we stop recording, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I should have talked about X, Y, and Z. But we could not stop laughing talking about all of our oblivious moments, and I had to fact check a couple with Courtney via voice memos.
The thing with just one interjection. The thing with oblivious moments from my brain, when I do something stupid, which is often, or that I don't realize, and then I suddenly do realize, I like my brain just spins. It's hard to get back to like, I'm like, oh, and everything that's in my head comes out of my mouth. And and it's so
yeah. And I'm just like you, unfortunately. That was the wrong word. Sorry.
Was it though?
I walked into work the other day and my boss goes, oh my God, I pulled a U.
Yeah.
And then told me a story about being oblivious about something. And I was like, okay, I'm offended, but also, yeah, that is so me. And then I start leaving. I go out the back door and she just knocks on the window and goes, did you forget this? And it was my purse with my wallet and my keys. Could not get back in the building because my keys were in there. And I was like, damn it. She really proved my point.
Yeah, it's never a good sign, although you and I don't mind it, but it's never a good sign when somebody goes, I pulled a U yesterday.
Oh, I know.
Which lots of people
Stop
have said to me.
perceiving me.
I know. Why
Yeah.
would they think we were foolish?
Yeah, but there's nothing foolish about this duo.
No.
Us together.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, the worst,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, we're at our camp, so should we talk about some oblivious? We were laughing about oblivious moments.
Hilary, you have to tell your
Up here.
oblivious one first, the one that we just could not stop laughing at. I love it.
The one I had to verify with Courtney.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just sitting here thinking about all of the oblivious times that we've had. Many were going through my head, but specifically at our camp because we're sitting here and I was staring at my neighbor's camp and I had this memory of not just a single moment because this happened repeatedly. Yeah, this wasn't a singular moment in time. This was a consistent act of egregious.
Yeah.
But our family cousins, like my cousins and I were always up here together, and most of the time we didn't hang out at our camp because our neighbors had a better camp.
They had better digs.
Not better, yeah. They just had
They had better snacks.
well, they had like a mom that was actually like
They had a good mom.
paying attention and
Right.
making snacks and food. And no offense,
No offense taken. I appreciated their
she was
work.
our camp mom, but so and they had like video games and movies, so we would hang out there, especially on like when it got colder here at night. We would go in and just like
Yeah, because they had real heat, didn't they?
I think they might have. Yeah, it definitely was warmer in there, but just a cozier atmosphere. But we would go in and we'd watch a movie with them, and Aunt Donna would make us dinner, and oh my god, they were amazing. The more I think about this, I'm like, they really tolerated a lot from us. I owe them a lot.
Yes, you do.
So
do I.
But they would like slowly one by one, like Uncle Steve, Aunt Donna, slowly it would be like, okay, we're going to bed. And mind you, this is a small camp. Like their bedroom is right next to where we're watching a movie and we're all chatting. But then our friends that were visiting over there would be like, okay, we're going to go to bed. And instead of being like, that means they want us to leave their camp and like go back to our space, we just stayed on the couch. And we would just
watch a movie.
I don't know. I don't even know if we'd continue. Maybe we would continue to watch a movie that like we hadn't finished because it was late, or we would just sit on their couch and talk as if that was a thing to be doing, as if people in rooms next to us weren't trying to sleep
at their house. So
talk about oblivious.
How old were you? Like 12?
I think this ranged from like over a few summers. So I think probably like 12 to like unfortunately like 16, 17. Like have we ever read a room in our lives?
Part of me feels like I'm good at reading a room.
Yeah, I know, same here. But then I sit in that room and make a lot of mistakes.
You read it? You don't like what you've read?
No, yeah. Sometimes I put the book down.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were laughing so hard about that earlier because what an absolutely insane thing to do.
So we've had a lot of funny moments at our camp. We have very dear friends on both sides of our camp. And like I said earlier, we've been here over 50 years in the summer, so we all know each other very well. And a few years ago, probably about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, my sister and I drove down our driveway. We share a driveway with another cottage. And there was all this, what do you call that kind of tape?
the one that says caution on it. The point of the story.
The point of the story. There was all this like yellow caution tape out in front of our camp. And neither my sister nor I thought too much about it. Now,
which is crazy, by the way.
It is crazy. Now, part of the situation is that this is a family camp owned by several siblings and several grandchildren are up here, etc. And so things can get moved or changed around or whatever, and we just think, well, the last person here did it, whatever. But so there's all this caution tape, and I'm like, oh, maybe to myself, I don't even think I said anything to my sister. I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's maybe something's happening with the roof. Maybe something's being repaired. And so we get out and we're talking and we go in the camp and do whatever. And we're going to take a walk. And our neighbors come out and they said, did you notice the tape? We're not talking like a small piece of tape. I mean, there were several yards long
Were
strips.
they in front of the door? Did you just go by them?
They were just right in front of the camp. Yeah. Like, I can't remember how they were exactly hung. And they're like, did you notice the tape? And then we're like, well, yeah. Somebody doing something on the roof.
Like as if they would know more than our own family.
And then they're like, we did that as a joke. We were just trying to get your reaction. And they got no satisfaction because we're not
good people to do like an obvious prank too.
Yeah, because and this next story solidifies it. So another time, many years ago.
Are you setting me up to tell this story?
No, I'll tell it.
You weren't here.
Well, that's not the story.
Oh,
Another time, the neighbors got together and decided they would come in our camp and change all the furniture around.
That is the story I was going to tell. And you were here? I don't think you were here.
Okay. I'll throw it over to you.
No. Keep going.
I'll tell my version of it.
Tell your version. Tell what you've heard, what happened, even though I was here and you were not. But carry on. You probably do know better.
So they come in, and you have to understand that we've had a lot of the furniture here is even from like the 50s and the 60s. Like, it might be a slight stretch, but
I'd also like to the caveat to this is that Annie,
my mother,
your mom, my grandmother, was like the one who made changes around here. So I think like no one, if like Annie did something, we would be like, leave it because she.
Yeah,
like,
it was their camp.
She's particular. Yeah.
Right.
So we would just be like, oh, I guess Annie did that. Anyways, carry on.
Yeah. So our neighbors, just because they didn't have anything else to do, I guess, they came in and they moved the furniture all around. I think probably primarily, I'm guessing, out on the porch. And in the living room.
Do you want me to?
You carry on.
Okay. Yes, literally every piece of furniture was shifted, moved. But not only that, like chairs were stacked on top of each other in a way that like was so obviously a prank. But we were all like,
nobody thought prank.
Well, we didn't even like observe it. We just got in, like threw our stuff everywhere. Like we're just like, I don't know, opening beers and like immediately relaxing. It was like just sitting next to the stack of chairs, like not even. And apparently they were in the window waiting for the big reveal. Yeah, the big reaction. No reaction. And they came in, they were like, what the heck? You guys didn't even, like, we did all this work to move it around. It was all of the Bonzies, and I was there. And so there were, like, a lot of people. It wasn't a small group of people. It wasn't like two of us walked in.
There were a lot of people who'd been in this camp dozens and hundreds of times.
None of us noticed. Because someone could have come in here and done something today. Oh, I did something at your house that you haven't noticed yet.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did you change the sheets?
No, nothing that's helpful.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Something that's not
Still,
helpful.
I'll be on the lookout for that.
But not hurtful either. Just weird.
There was, speaking of weird, there was one time we came to open up the camp in May or whatever, and somebody in the wintertime.
Somebody meaning a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Because none of us would have done this.
Left steak, 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 in one of the closets.
In the,
Not the kitchen closet.
but like, okay.
The bedroom closet.
The fact that I'm not a vegetarian fully after that.
I know. It was so weird.
It was so bizarre. But not only, if I need to fact check this, but this happened 2 years in a row.
Yeah. You better fact check it. I only remember one.
I swear it happened 2 years in a row, but I could be accidentally lying. Maybe it was just that ridiculous that I've just assumed it happened twice. It holds that much weight. But I want to say this was, if you think about this, this was meat. It was a big piece of meat in the closet in the
Who found it?
in the spring.
I remember seeing it, I think.
I saw it. I don't know if I found it. I don't know who found it. Maybe Uncle Cam found it.
No, he wouldn't have been cleaning out the closet.
You would have been looking for his bathing suit in there, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
But I think I think it smelled bad because it was raw.
Yeah, so it wasn't an accident.
It was certainly not an accident.
And it wasn't a practical joke.
It was, my assumption is like a hunter or something. But like, it's not this area is not like, that was my assumption then, but now that I say that out loud.
Wasn't it like wrapped in Hannaford plastic?
No,
and
I
all
remember it being like, it looked like, I don't know, maybe it was a murderer. It was a cannibal.
It was a weird thing.
Yeah.
But...
Crazy. Anyways, enough about meat in the closet.
Were you the one cleaning out the closet? No, absolutely not.
No, but I am the one that came out of the closet.
Well, that's true.
Happy Pride.
Yes. Happy Pride. Whoops.
No, I cheersed you. And you said whoops.
I don't know how to behave in these
No.
circumstances.
Do you want to talk about your oblivious moment?
It might make me nervous.
Well, we could cut it.
Yeah. Or just know that I'm really
She's
tolerant
very
and
supportive and
supportive.
loving, and so a couple of years ago.
This is quite a shift.
Well, not really. It's a funny story to me. This is my truth.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I came out as bi in my 30s. And shout out to every 30-year-old woman who has come out during the pandemic. But I was like not really feeling like I needed to tell everyone or like announce it to anyone because it was just something I discovered about myself. And I was like, I'll just tell my mom when it feels like natural. And it will just come up naturally, and I'll just say it, and whatever. It doesn't have to be
organic.
Yeah, an organic
Organic
conversation.
moment.
And my mom from across the room just goes, "Wouldn't it be weird if one of my kids was a bisexual?" She meant it in a like funny way. Like she wasn't trying to be.
I wasn't making fun of anything.
No, but
I was just.
But the funny part about this is I go, well, I am. And then she was like, what? And then I just explained everything. I was like, I just was going to wait for it to naturally come up. And apparently this is it now in this moment because you just blatantly said it out loud. And I said, well, it is weird. Because
I don't even know why I said it.
But anyways, Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
And that was an oblivious. That was like a iconic oblivious moment.
Iconic oblivious moment.
Historical oblivious moment in our relationship as mother and daughter. Historical oblivious moment.
I can't say that 3 times, but
yeah,
I am happy that you let me know.
Yeah, and here I am. Years later, still bisexual.
I feel like this was last year, not years later.
No, I think it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't last year. I made her really uncomfortable when I brought up that story. But I don't care.
Okay.
I do care. But
Mask
you know
at
what?
Goodwill.
I do care, but
Okay, I'll take control again. Mask at Goodwill, your story.
Oh, okay. I didn't tell you this story because, well, I think I actually told you that story. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Okay, let me backtrack here. So, COVID happening, shut down, lockdown, whatever. Things start opening back up, but it's still weird and scary. I go to Goodwill, as you do. So I put on my mask, I go in, and then I'm like, whatever. I'm thrifting. I go to the register. I don't have my card, my debit card. And I was like, oh, crap. I'll be right back. Can you hold this stuff here for me? And it was really good. It was a good haul. Because I think a lot of people were like...
She always gets good hauls.
Yeah. But a lot of people were, cleaning out their houses during COVID. Because why not? What else are you going to do? So the stuff was good.
Good haul.
Good haul at Goodwill. And so I go to my car. I start sweating. Cannot find my debit card. And then I start crying a little bit because I'm like, I've lost my debit card. Things are terrible. I've looked everywhere. I turned my car upside down. It was already torn upside down. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But I
wish it looked like that car I almost got into today.
Imagine it's like the opposite and it just gets really clean because I'm trying to find something. And so on it, also my car's not that bad. I've been working at keeping it clean.
Yeah, that's good. You do surprise
Is it
me
showing?
sometimes. Yep.
Well, it seems like it's not because you've just roasted how dirty my car is.
Well, it was dirty compared to the car that I tried to get into.
God. Comparison is the thief
Very
of joy.
much different. What?
Said comparison is the thief of joy.
I thought you said the fever of joy.
So then I, for some reason, go back into Goodwill to tell them I can't find my debit card. Oh, because I want them to hold my stuff. And so I go back and I was like, can you please hold this? Because I think I have to go home and find my debit card.
How long did the guy stand there holding it?
And he stood there for a couple of hours. No, whatever, they put it behind the counter. And then I like panic. I'm like, when you like can't find something that's important, you just start sweating. And like you're just like, oh my god, where is it? Turns out
that's the woodpecker.
No, that's not. That is a chipmunk or a squirrel.
That's what a chipmunk or a squirrel sounds
Yeah,
like?
that's when they're...
Oh yeah, woodpecker would be peck, peck, peck. I never knew that was a chipmunk or a squirrel.
Oblivious. Did not pay attention in class when she was learning about
chipmunks
animals.
and squirrels. No wonder I tuned out.
Anyways, let me get back to this terrible story I'm telling. Basically, I find my debit card. I go back in, but I like run back in because I'm sweating and crying a little bit. Dramatic. There's no reason to be doing either of those things. That was before I was
She thought she was going to lose her haul.
That was before I was on So Loft. And so I go back in and I'm realizing I'm not wearing a mask because I had like taken it off because I was sweating in my car. And then I was like, everyone stopped and stared at me as if I was an anti-masker. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to go get my mask. And they were like, it's okay. And I was like, no, it's not. I like run out, which is 10 times worse than I'm just screaming with my mouth wide open, like spewing. Anyways, I had to go back and get my mask. I've never felt more oblivious in my life. Lost my debit card, ran back in, no mask.
Well, and then the famous time when you didn't wear your bra to school.
Yeah, we have talked about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it again. You'll have to listen to all our episodes to hear the famous story of Hilary without a bra.
Yeah, Hilary without a bra. I'm actually not wearing a bra right now. Don't look at my boobs. You can't see them. I'm hiding them. I'm wearing a tube top.
That was famous in the 70s. Well, famous isn't the word.
Yeah.
Stylish.
Tube top would be a great famous person's name. I think maybe if I get famous, I will go by Tube Top.
Who's that comedian? Carrot Top.
Yeah,
he
true.
Could be married to Tube Top.
Tube Top and Carry Top.
Carry Top.
Carry
Okay,
Top.
carry on.
Something about my bangs. It's not good. That's it. That's my story. It's not great. And we got interrupted by a squirrel. And
Okay, so we're in a manicure shop.
you're like reading an audiobook where you're like,
okay,
chapter
transition.
8.
Chapter 8. We're in a manicure shop.
A manicure shop?
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. Actually, I'm just making fun of you, but I
can't think what it's called.
A nail salon?
Yeah, nail salon.
A manicure shop.
And I am all settled in, getting my toes prettied up and everything. And it's Hilary's time to get her nails done.
Yeah, I was going from the toe station to the nail station, to the fingernail station.
The guy like indicates for her to go sit down. And you kind of had to be there to appreciate this one. But she sat on the wrong side.
I sat in the manicurist chair.
Yeah.
But I'm just zoned out. I'm like, just waiting, just looking at admiring my new color on my toes. And then the manicurist sits down across from me and goes, "You gonna do my nails?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "You good?" I was like, "Maybe." And he was like, "You're sitting in my chair." And I was like, "Whoops."
It just looks so funny when you hopped up.
It was so, I think from your perspective, where my mom was sitting was just directly facing as if it was her own personal reality TV show. Which I really am that to you. Yeah. And you're that really to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Just a couple of
I think we gave that guy a extra tip for putting up with us.
Yeah, I think we did too. Well, you did. I didn't pay.
Yeah.
But I think you gave him like a 50% to 100% tip.
I did not give him
100%
tip.
I'm pretty
but
sure.
I probably gave him a lot.
Yeah. And he deserved that for having to deal with me. I was at the grocery store a couple days ago, and I started putting my AirPods in while I grocery shop because I get overstimulated at the grocery store. And shout out to my therapist who suggested that. And it's amazing. I love it. Although it kind of adds a new layer of anxiety where I'm like, I can't really hear around me.
Yeah.
So anyways, I keep it kind of low and I don't have the noise canceling on because I don't want to get like, attacked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I was standing in line and there was I like to have interactions with the people at the checkout, so I never do self-checkout. I hate it. I want to
because you want to connect with the people.
Yeah, when and also like I'm so scared that I'll forget to scan something and then get arrested.
Yeah, I have that fear.
Which like whatever. But
whatever? If you get arrested?
No, not whatever if I get arrested, but like
Jeez.
I don't care about capitalism and big box stores. But if this was at a smaller store, then
what are you talking about? Like if you accidentally steal something?
Yeah,
I think
from
we already had
Walmart.
No, you're not accidentally stealing anything.
I'm not doing it, but I whatever. Screw those companies. Okay. Anyways. We've had a lot of political fights today.
Yes.
But also, I just need to note that my mom is not a Republican.
You felt you had to say that?
Yeah, because it just felt like I had to. Okay. Anyways.
Yes, I'm definitely a Democrat.
Well, that's not necessarily a good thing either, just so you know. Okay. So, they're all
I hope
terrible.
you've enjoyed our last podcast.
Honestly, we've almost broken up this.
We almost got a divorce today.
Yeah, we did. I almost filed for emancipation.
Whenever Annie, my mother, would come into school and bring me my lunch, I'm not talking when I was in 6th grade. I'm talking when I was teaching 6th grade.
Oh.
My colleague Pete would go, when are they going to cut the umbilical cord?
Also, what happened to you? Because you were never that mom. You wouldn't be bringing me lunch to school,
No, I
to
wouldn't.
my job.
No.
You do buy me a lot of lunches, though.
I buy you some lottery tickets, too.
Yeah, and I won $10. I won $10. I
luck is
I
turning.
never win.
Yeah.
I never win. That's Gemini's season, baby.
Yeah.
It's a new moon today. All the TikTok spiritual tarot card readers are telling me that this is a huge deal for Geminis, and my life's about to change, and something big is coming in.
Oh, I better buy you another lottery ticket
Yeah.
for your birthday.
Yeah. Get that lotto ticket. My life's about to change. I'm about to come into a lot of money.
Yeah, and I might even bring you a homemade meal.
What if? No, thank you.
I made you a homemade meal a couple weeks ago.
You did?
American chop suey, 3 ingredients.
3 ingredients. What do you mean?
Turkey burger.
Yeah, you could tell
noodles.
it had.
It had 5 because I had celery and olives.
Yeah, the olives was a weird touch.
Oh, I like the olives.
I eat around them. It was decent. You did a decent job.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's like your brother that time he was coming home for the weekend, and I said, "Is there anything special that you want me to cook for you?" And he said, "Mom, if you'd ever cooked anything for me when I was growing up, I might have an answer."
Yes, exactly.
I don't know. I shouldn't be telling that story on myself. Puts me in a bad light.
Yeah, but the other side of that is our dad was an amazing cook.
Yeah, he was.
So you just literally, even if you cooked, you wouldn't live up.
Couldn't live up to that. And
no,
he didn't mind cooking.
He was so good. He loved cooking. Yeah, and it was delicious.
So that worked out.
Why? Yeah, it worked out for the better. Are you talking about the divorce or the death?
I'm talking about the divorce.
And then the death?
No, I'm not talking about the death.
Don't make fun of my dead dad.
I am not doing that.
She is. She's awful. Help me. Divorce or death? Speaking of Oblivious.
This is all my fault. I do this all the time. I cause problems during the podcast accidentally.
We have had a lot of fights on this podcast.
Wait until we edit it.
Yeah, this one's going to be heavily edited and probably also like kind of short.
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
Is it? We did a long one last week. It was like an hour long. Did we miss any Oblivious stories?
Let me see. Let me check my list because we're at least organized. Well, I do have one.
Oh,
I found out something a couple of weeks ago that I did not know, and I said, "Well, let's talk about it on the pod." I had no clue. I thought Hilary started referring to me as Clod, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought she was referring to me as Clod because that's what I kind of called myself sometimes. In high school, my gym teacher called me a Clod. And so it was like a joke. Okay. That's your father. Divorce.
Thanks for coming, Dad. I did need that help.
Well, anyway, I always thought it was because my gym teacher called me Claude in high school, and I used to joke about that.
Which you never told me.
Yes, it's part of my personality, my story. I told you.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, but you tell your part.
Well, we started calling you Claude as a way to, not rebellious isn't the right word, but to just be funny, because her real first name is Claudia,
right?
And so we started calling you.
I didn't use that. I used my middle name.
Yeah, she went by Lynn. She went by formerly known as. But yeah, I don't know. We just started calling you Claude because we thought it was funny because it was just like a nickname of your name. And so we started calling you Claude. And then
the whole time I thought you would call me Claude because I was clumsy and quirky.
I didn't know the meaning of Claude. I just thought it was a name.
Oh, add that to the list. Yeah. You didn't know Hasek.
What else didn't I know?
I've got a list.
Wait, is Hasek? What is Hasek again? Is it the pocket knife? Or is that two different things?
Wasn't it a penknife?
Oh, penknife. That
Yeah,
was
she didn't know what a penknife was, a hassock. We have a list.
You have a list. I don't have a list.
I'm going to make her a special dictionary.
Yeah, I need it.
A hassock is like a footstool.
Oh, yeah. It seems like not a word that needs to take up space in my mind.
It's also the name, I think, of a German soldier.
A hassock?
I may be wrong about that.
Okay.
I may be totally wrong.
Okay. So anyways,
I might have made that totally up.
my mom signed something important for my brother and signed it Claude because she was
Yeah.
she thought it would be like funny and a thing to do, but she spelt it CLOD, and we were all just like, why did you make it like that? Like, I don't even know if we talked to you about it. We're just like, why does mom think we're spelling it CLOD? Her name is Claudia, CLAUDIA. So it was very confusing that you would have written that not with an AU in between.
Yeah.
But anyways, now I know why after starting My Mother's Diaries with you.
Yeah, this is why this is so valuable.
Yeah.
Intense revelations.
What were we going to talk about? We wrote okay, so we get a comment on the TikTok from one of my mom's former students, and it said, I think this is Miss Bonzi. Another former student said, no, it is Miss Bonzi. I said confirmed from Miss Bonzi's account, and the other student replied, slay, Miss Bonzi. So I asked my mom to send me a video of her saying slay, because I thought it would be a funny way to reply to that.
And this is what I did.
Comment.
Slay.
She literally just goes, slay. No emotion. You also were like, slay. You were like fiddling with your phone while you were recording.
I was just trying to get it done.
And so I sent a voice memo back on the iPhone and said, wait, can you redo it, but like say it like this, like slay, or like give it a little bit more of an inflection. And so instead of listening to my voice memo, she just looks at how my phone has translated what my voice memo says. And my voice memo apparently wrote,
not apparently.
No, my voice memo translated into me saying the word slut. And so I'm confused because I haven't read the translation yet.
Right.
And so I get a text back from you that says, you say something like, yeah, go and make your friends listen to this and see what they hear. And I was like, what's with the attitude, lady? Like, I'm so confused. And then I was in the middle of work or something, so I couldn't really like go back to that. And I was like, I'm just going to leave this for whatever. And then I go back to our thread to respond to you because I was like, why is she so mad? And I realized that my voice memo has translated into the word slut, and that she had never listened to my actual voice memo.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any need to. The text was written right.
Well,
here.
now lessons were learned. Lessons were learned.
I was so confused.
You're like, you tell your friends to listen to it and tell you what they hear.
Yeah.
So aggressive.
I was like, how could she say that? It didn't sound like that. And why would I say that? You say that one more time.
But anyways, that was our little hiccup. And then we never actually posted the video of you saying slay. I think that there's a lot of too much history with that video.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we should end here.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Let's slay.
Slay all day.
One horse open.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
I can't remember what episode this will be. 7? 6?
We're oblivious.
We're oblivious. We don't know. But thank you to Dead Gowns for our song in the beginning. And thank you to both of us who will be editing this together tonight to put it out tomorrow. And I'm sure this is going to be heavily edited. And
don't tell them that. They'll think they missed something.
Yeah, and you did. You certainly missed something. So, okay.
Bye.
Bye.